Mailbag time again. Got a few things here. I've also got a lot more items coming, so I'll probably add on to the end of this mailbag with some other stuff too. So we'll see how we go. Don't forget to always be links down below if I can. I'll give you links. You have to excuse my voice, I've got a bit of a cold right now. Not very well. I'll get the packet open, I'll show you a bit better. So it's just thermal pad stuff. I think it's 1mm thick. Just a square of that. So basically you peel it off on the one side. It's kind of semi-sticky sort of thing. It conforms. So if you use for things like SSDs inside cases or anything like that where you need quite a thick barrier, so just sort of standard little sill pads. You can get these in quite different things. This isn't, quite big ones. You get like 10mm and stuff like that if you really need to. I used some of this recently and I need to get some more to restock. Right, okay. So someone commented on my videos, I don't remember who it was, about these little cleaning sponges, because I showed some other sponge stuff which I picked up as a thing to try. These blocks like this, I was using this on something to clean the circuit board up, and I actually recommend I get these ones instead, these little cubes which are already pre-cut. And these actually appear to be exactly the same material. Yeah. Yeah, I think they're the same material. This is just a bigger block of it. But at least this is a bit more manageable. So they recommend I get these ones instead. To try these ones out. But again, they're really meant for small areas. Like when I used it before, I was trying to do quite a large circuit board. When I was repairing, was it the LC 102? I think it was the LC 102 I was repairing. Nothing right there. And I was trying to clean quite a large area on it. And I was using these, which worked, but they're very messy. It's shredding them because of the through holes componentry, the component legs sticking through the board. Whereas these would be good for like SMD stuff where it just soaks up around the component, which is probably more suited for it. I mean, this is the same as well. So what I was actually using it for wasn't probably really the best case for them, but someone recommended I get these ones because they're a bit more manageable, and they're probably right. It's a brush. Now it looks a lot like a makeup brush, to be honest. Not like I use makeup, but it's a very fine, very gentle brush, so it'd be really good for getting rid of dust and stuff off componentry which is quite fragile. Now I do have other brushes already, but these are meant more like scrubbing for like PCBs and things like that, to try and get flux off and wavy. I use these for this. I've got a couple. I've got one which will cut down, which is stiffer, and I've got this one which is a bit longer, which is more of a scrubbing brush, right? I was looking for something which could do dedusting gently without affecting componentry and moving things and what have you. So I wanted quite a fine, gentle brush, and I saw this there. I thought, right, let's try that. Now I already have that air blower thing I've got, and that's got again quite a stiff brushing like this little thing. It's meant for dislodging things, and that works fine too. But sometimes you just want a really gentle brush, and that's what I got this for. I think it is basically a makeup brush, but they've relabeled it as something else. I don't know anyway, but I don't care. But I think this would be good for that, cleaning circuit boards up gently and getting right into those little crevices and stuff, because it's really fine bristles. So yeah, I think they'll be good for that. Pre-cut, interesting. Gives us a recycled box, which is fine. This is very small. That's okay. Well, it's smaller than I thought it was going to be, but that's actually maybe a good thing. Let's get closer. We need to now. So it's a little decayed inductance box. Surface mount inductors on the back. Might have to pop that back off actually and have a look. 2%, 2%, 10%, 10%. Not great accuracy. Sometimes you just need a little decayed inductor. I've got a big decayed box. Let me show you that. Now I've got this one, which I've done a video on fixing it. Okay, so 1 millihenry up to henries, like 10. You can do like 11 henries on it or something. I've got something which does quite large values. I want something to do quite small values. Now, fortunately, this is a fairly accurate unit. This, probably not. So that's what the back of it looks like. So you can see the switches basically bridge each one individually. It all looks nice enough, but the spacing on these traces tiny. So a gap there. There's hardly anything there. But it looks like this one is on that top connection and that top connection, and that one is on that bottom connection and that bottom connection. So bottom to bottom to bottom. So the last digit here, which is 10, that's actually 0. That's a bypass. So If you're not using that decade, you can bypass it with that. If you have that turned off, then you select any one of these and it will turn it on. So that's 100 microhenries, for example, and it'll be 300 microhenries, and say this will be 600 microhenries. Right, so you don't select more than one at a time, you only select one at a time. That's how that works. That seems to work okay, actually. I'm not sure about the best accuracy from it. I'm going to play with that yet, but that's how it works. No, right. Remember a few mailbags back, I got some stuff which I didn't know what the hell it was. Anyway, I decided to actually buy some. It's for windscreens and stuff. Water repellent. This one's packaged a lot better than the other one was. So you put this on your windscreen, it makes it water repellent, so it makes it easier to see. That's the theory anyway. It's a miniature silicone mat. So when I'm doing hot air stuff here, working on things, I kind of burn my mat. It's what these little brown marks are here. I kind of burn it. So I kind of need to put a little mat here when I'm doing hot air, just here. But a lot of those mats are just too big. So I've got this little one here. So at least I can protect my anti-static mat a bit more. And give us an extra layer of protection. Cheap, simple. The big box, let's see what's in here. I'm going to have to use one knife. Sacrilege. Okay. Well, I was a bit worried they hadn't packed it well, but actually I think they have. I did say 100mm of packaging, but that's not exactly 100mm, is it? Is that 15? Top and bottom, front and back of protective roller. It's solidly packed, it's not rattling around inside the box, so it'll be probably good. So, Defpom approved. The one's not broken, of course. Feet on the back are, well, riveted on and gone, so that's fine. I have to deal with that, it's not a big deal. But it's basically a decade resistor. It's a general radio 1433B decade resistor. So 6 decades. So it does 1 ohm to 10k. Well, I hooked up to my multimeter here. Let's see, I mean we've got it set to 5 and we're getting that 5 there. This dial, oh no, there we go, it's freed up. It was stuck before, I didn't want to turn before. Okay, so this one also is stuck. That one's stuck. That one was sticking, but now it's going. That one's going. This one feels a bit, yeah, it's really a bit of servicing, I think. This one feels nicest, but it feels like it's got old grease drag. It's got a lot of drag on it. Let's do the ones which we know we can turn. We'll check the values, see if they look about right or not. Look for anything that's completely out of whack, just in case you got burnt out resistors or something. Obviously going to be a bit of error on this multimeter. It's not perfect, you know. A couple of counts out here or there is not going to matter. It's looking good. I'm going to have to do a video on this thing, fixing this up. So watch out for that in the future. I'm going to need to do a repair video, which is fine. Shame about the bolt sticking through here, but no. This one's not feeling very nice, this switch. It feels really stiff compared to the others, doesn't flow nicely. The knobs turn slightly as well, probably because of that. Anyway, Like I said, I'm just looking for figures that look about right. A couple of counts up and down, not worried about. I'm just doing a preliminary check. Okay, those ones look okay. Shame about these. Yeah, that's probably why it's got a bolt through there. Anyway, it kind of works. I need to do a repair video on this thing. So like I said at the beginning, there may be other things which come which I'll include in the video, but I'm not sure will be, because this video is probably big enough anyway. Those would be on the next one, so watch out for that video coming out in a week or two's time, probably. Other videos to watch down below there. Subscribe link over here if not already subscribed, and there's a Patreon support link over there to help me buy bits of test gear like this to do videos about. The Patreon supporters help pay for this, so well done. Or YouTube memberships, also got that down there too. YouTube memberships, you can use those if you really want. I recommend the Patreon one, it's better. You get more perks. The YouTube membership one just giving me the donation basically. The Patreon one, you actually get things like manuals, things like that when I upload videos. I'll include the manual with it, and I'll service diagrams and whatever files I've got. So, catch you later.